Why start recording, then do the biggest cough that you've ever had?
Because we can edit all this out. The magic of editing.
Or maybe we keep it in.
Oh. What the fuck? Right, scratch that. Right, hello guys. Hey guys, hello, what's up?
Right, you sound like a pilot on like an EasyJet plane.
Hi guys, welcome to
Now your captain for today is
your captain speaking, my name is Rhys. Right.
Oh, from the top.
From the top, we'll probably leave that in, maybe not.
Yeah, keep it in, maybe.
Hi guys, I'm Rhys.
And what? You can't do
I was going to say I'm here with...
Oh, right. Right, go again, sorry.
I'm Rhys.
And I am Joseph.
I'm going to mention your penis.
Not this time.
Reference to our second test. Right, fuck.
They're not going to get the joke. They'll be like, why is he just straight gone to penis? You're like, before he was like,
penis.
We need to watch what we're saying. And you're like, penis.
We don't need to censor penis.
Not censor it, but like new people are like, right, and straight with the dick.
Well,
These guys are mature.
We lost the Christian audience.
We've lost the Christian audience, damn it.
Right.
Say the penis is circumcised. Oh wait, that's Jewish, isn't it?
Right, starting again. Right, hi guys, I'm Rhys.
And I am Joe, everybody.
And for some reason we're recording a podcast.
I have no clue why.
Well, I do. Do I?
You go with it.
We're creative people, I'd say.
Yep.
We both do creative topics, subjects.
Yep.
Yeah, we're both at university.
Mm-hmm. I'm studying media production.
Yeah.
Enjoying it a little bit, you know,
A little
the
bit.
usual, as any student does. You know, the
Yeah.
crying, not sleeping, the depression, all the good stuff, the reasons why you come, the debt, that's a big one. Love it all. And you?
Pretty much the same.
Sorry, go on.
I'm doing animation. Yeah. Same. Depression.
Oh,
Yeah.
You sounded good for a minute then.
Yeah. It's ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're both creative, so we wanted to be more creative. We've both been in a bit of a stump ourselves.
Yep. We thought, what better to do when you're in a stump, you're in dire need, whip out a podcast, and
Whip it out.
just whip it out, boys.
Just lay it
That's
on
the
the table.
name of the podcast, whip it out.
Welcome to Whip It Out episode 1.
Make sure you're all still whipping it out. Come on, guys. Everybody whip it out.
Yeah, so I don't know where to go. We both listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Moving on, keeping it going.
That's
away from
thank you for keeping us on track, Rhys. Yeah. It's kind of a good thing, I suppose, listening to podcasts, because it makes you realise we're never going to be that. Look at all the people who are doing it right, and then we're going to jump in on the scene and just totally mess it up.
You may never hear this, so maybe no one ever listening to this.
The only people who are going to listen to it is me and you.
Yeah, we're definitely going to listen to it.
We are going to listen to the hell out of it. We're going to get the AdSense up. We're going to just watch everything. We're going to be I'm going to make a fake company and then pretend to come and sponsor us.
Yeah.
Like tax evasion. Hi, Mum.
Yeah, but being serious, I think we'll both listen to this in a year or two at least.
I think that's yeah. This being if we are making this as episode 1, let's say.
Yeah.
It'd be
Hopefully this is episode 1.
episode.
We
60.
may have tried to record this a few times. Yeah, I think even if we never upload this and no one's ever listened to this right now, it'd be cool to go back and listen to this.
Definitely.
Speaking of that, it's August 5th.
August 5th for future Joe and Rhys listening.
For future us. Hi.
Yeah,
I
so
hope it went well.
You know, make sure you're listening to it on August 5th, Joe and Rhys, in whatever year you're listening to it.
Yeah, it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
It's my last day as warden.
If you don't know what warden is, we basically...
We both live in the same building.
Yes.
We're both student wardens.
And so, as we are listening to this is Rhys's last day as student warden before he moves on to greener pasture and leaves me with all the trouble I have to contend with, the depression, the debt. Yeah. He's going, just like my dad did, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel the same way as your dad, to be honest.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm actually have to live with your dad now.
Oh, my God.
I'm not yet, but no one's going to be interested in that. Barry Chuckle has died today,
Oh, what?
sadly.
You can't just hit him with the big Barry Chuckle.
I'm just like time stamping it. This is what's happening today.
Well, yes, that's something we woke up
news.
to. It was on the Twitter feed. Barry Chuckle has sadly passed away.
Yeah. I love Chucklevision.
Oh, it's just if you're British, if you're not British and you're listening to this, you probably don't know what Chucklevision is. Just get on that Google search or Firefox or whatever you use, Internet Explorer.
Who uses Firefox?
And I don't know. Maybe
get Chrome.
All the foxes out there still trying to support. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, if you don't know what it is, give it a little Google search. But yeah, sadly he's like a childhood hero. He had Chucklevision TV show. Paul and Barry Chuckle chuckling it up to me, to you. Finally done his final to me as he passes on.
Yeah.
Bit poo,
This has brought the whole thing down.
This
I was just like time stamping it. Didn't know we were going to discuss it.
Yeah, but anyway, on a lighter note, moving on from Chucklevision being.
So my podcast interests. I like.
This is completely a mental podcast, but yeah, sorry
sorry, this is our first podcast.
We're learning. Maybe we'll do a few more and then see.
I think it's going good.
This is how awful we were at the beginning, and then how we've improved in like one episode.
I listened to Smodcast. That for years. This is Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier.
Would you recommend it out of 10?
Definitely, yeah. Out of 10, 9. Easily.
A 9. Wow,
yeah.
Wow.
It's dropped off a bit recently because they've just been busy, I think.
Yeah.
But they're back, I think, recording.
Oh, fantastic.
I've got some new ones to listen to.
Excellent.
I like Internet Box, which is a dead podcast.
It's no longer about anymore.
Yeah, it still exists. I still listen to it all the time.
It's fair enough.
Just
That's what's good about podcasts.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be doing with this one. No doubt. Me and you.
Just us listening.
Racking up the views. Just.
Yeah. Rooster Teeth podcast.
Yeah. Big one. Big one.
Achievement Hunter.
Massive one.
H3, boy.
H3. Fantastic one. You know what? What's weird with that one is I listen to that one more on YouTube than I would do as a podcast. I tend to watch the video with that one, so I would. It's weird because I don't class that as a podcast. Yeah. The same with the Rooster Teeth one as well, because they have the visual aspect. I tend to watch it if I'm doing something and have it in the background, but
like
have
the
show. Video. Yeah. I think there's more of a show quality, whereas this is just audio. So if you're looking for video, you ain't gonna find it.
I thought if we put this on YouTube, we could put some pictures up.
By all means, yes. Lovely pictures.
Not sure what.
You'll see them if you're watching it on YouTube. You'll see it, but if you're not watching it, if we put it up anywhere else, then maybe we could have it as a thumbnail picture.
Yeah,
maybe that's an idea. But yes, ones that I listen to. Thank you for asking, Rhys. Excellent hosting.
Hey Joe.
Oh yeah.
What do you listen to?
Oh, thanks, man. How did you know? You read it straight off my mind. I listen to quite a few. I mean, I'm into sports. I'm into football. So if I ever have a spare moment, I tend to listen to football ones. The World Cup has just finished last month, so I was following quite a few on that. So it tends to be if you're American or if you're wrong, should we say, it's soccer to you guys, but it's actually football here. So yeah, I tend to listen to a few of them, but other ones that I listen to quite a few Headgun ones. So if you don't know who Jake and Amir are, they used to work for College Humour. They split off, branched off, did their own thing, and then they did their own podcast called If I Were You. I listen to that one quite a lot. That's kind of like a weekly, multiple, sometimes bonus episode weekly podcast, so I listen to that quite a bit. That's probably the main one. You listen to probably a few more than me because,
I'm lonely.
You're consistent. Oh, yeah. It's similar words, lonely and consistent.
Podcasts fill the void in my life.
Oh, beautiful stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of that wrapped up. So swing us the next topic, Rhys.
Going into a lighter topic.
Lovely topic now.
James Gunn.
Oh, wow. So this is something that's quite relevant at the moment. So
yeah.
We mentioned that we wanted to speak about some interesting things before this. One of the things that's kind of gone on at the moment is actually James Gunn with, if you want to describe it a little bit more, because,
so James Gunn, director.
Yeah.
Movie director, obviously.
Would you say comedian? I don't know what he's... Would you say comedian?
I wouldn't say comedian. American filmmaker, it says here.
Yeah. He's just to let you know, guys watching.
I'm Googling.
He's actually Googling as we speak, so if you hear clicking in the background, I doubt you will, but he's actually got his Mac in front of us.
And
he's
very
actually,
professional.
He's searching James Gunn. So yeah, mainly known for the Guardians of the Galaxies, the two films, and his contribution to the recently just released Avengers Part 1. Can you call it that? Is it Avengers
Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah. Part 1. They've not called it that, but it basically is that if you've seen it. So yeah, he contributed to the Guardians of the Galaxy sections on that. And
he did all the dialogue, apparently.
Yes. Oh, wow.
He wrote all the dialogue.
Wow. Yeah. Did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I thought he was just there for stage direction, kind of giving a heads up and a bit of directing, but it's pretty cool.
From what I've heard, he wrote every The Russo brothers obviously wrote the film,
Yes.
I think, or maybe co-wrote
I
it.
think they did the majority of the team.
Yeah, but he wrote or was there to write all of their lines to make it, because he's written all their lines before. Yeah,
that's fantastic. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I'm learning something new with you guys as well. But yeah, I think the main, we've not spoke about the actual issue, but the issue was basically about Trump kind of having somewhat to do with it, but not the main issue. You know, he put up some tweets, I think, was it about 8 to 10 years ago on Twitter?
Like 10 years ago, yeah.
And they were basically outrage tweets to kind of get people to retaliate. I think some people are trying to say there's a comedic side to it. I don't really want to reiterate and say what they are.
They're not funny.
They're not.
That's
really.
what everyone's saying. They're not.
They're not funny. It was outrage, kind of.
It's
what he was going.
Rape and child stuff.
Yeah, it's just it's. I'm sure anybody listening, you know, would not be too impressed if somebody you knew put that up on Twitter. I would be definitely unfollowing 100% if I saw them on my feed. So yeah, it's stuff that, but then again, it kind of comes back to the time. It's been 8 years, 10 years. He was saying that he was doing them as outraged, you know, to get people riled up.
He was a different person. He was doing darker movies, like more messed up movies. So that's kind of the character he was playing, I guess. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
like, He wasn't working for Disney at the time. He was trying to promote his own smaller movies, from what I understand.
Do you reckon that, where do you kind of lie then? So we'll kind of get into like the aspect. There is also the kind of tangent around the point that people are saying it's politically motivated. So is it Roseanne who's had the show? She's very pro-Trump. This is why I think I flubbed and I said Trump before. I think the political side that's kind of been drawn into it is the fact of like, this has become a trend at the moment of recording to kind of bring up old tweets, old footage, old kind of things that are related to an individual and use them against a person because of their political agenda, their political view. Yeah,
they're all political attacks, basically. Trump's very outspoken against Trump. Gunn is very outspoken against Trump on Twitter. And from what I understand, all these people that brought up these tweets have been attacking him because of his political views. They're all very right-wing.
But then again, I kind of watched, I don't know if anybody know, and you know, if you watch a bit of YouTube, you'll know Philip DeFranco, you know, that he's kind of a covers topics and then lets you decide, you know, what your own view is, and then pushes his kind of view. He's kind of basically YouTube news anchor kind of thing, and he kind of spoke about the idea that it's kind of around the mentality that you take one of ours, we'll take one of yours kind of thing with these celebrities at the moment, which is kind of a scary situation because literally, like, even if you have a view, you're kind of in an age where if you're a person of slight fame, you don't want to really say it in case you get bombarded with like anything you've said it like slightly out of context in the past. Kind of a bit, you know, a bit of an unnerving situation to be in, but that's what's happened because Roseanne was so pro-Trump. All like, you know, when she said, you know, she said something along the lines of like a racist comment again on Twitter. Everybody who was anti-Trump jumped straight onto that and then attacked her for that. And then she got cancelled from her show, and her show's like now over, and her career looks on massively on the ropes. I can't say fully whether it is. So then, because of that, in retaliation, somebody like James Gunn, who is anti-Trump, then kind of gets attacked by pro-Trump supporters. So it's kind of, you take one of ours, we'll take one of yours, which is, like I said, where it's kind of come from. But what's your view on it? What would you say overall? I think we kind of spoke briefly then, but
my views have been very all over the place. It's been a while since it happened, but at first my immediate reaction was like, that's shit. Like, I like James Gunn. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, the 2 movies. I follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Like, I like him as a personality a bit as well. Like, he shares all this behind the scenes stuff, and I like movies. It inspires me. He seems like a good guy. I don't know him, obviously. Never met him.
Of course.
So at first I was annoyed. Then I was unsure if I was being biased towards this situation where I was, because I like him, I was like kind of
favouring him, not really seeing
not
it
really
for what
seeing,
it is.
So then I was a bit back and forth, like kind of deciding whether I should be, which side I should on, basically. Whether I should be like, as much as I like him, this is fair. But right now, honestly, I've kind of think it's a the wrong decision. I think it's really unfair now.
Yeah.
Now my main thought on it is he made these tweets 10 years ago. Disney knew about these tweets. There's no way they didn't.
Yeah.
He's already apologized to them about them before. He didn't try to hide them. So Disney knew about them. Disney hired him for 2 movies, made a lot of money off him, got a lot of kind of property from him because he took the Guardians of the Galaxy, who no one knew about. I didn't know about.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And made them into some of the best characters in
the universe. Yeah, more like depth.
I mean, a lot of Infinity War is based off of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like they're in space. Like
huge factor with the idea of I'm sure it's not spoilers, but Gamora, being
Gamora, massive key to
huge part of that film.
He wrote that, he wrote her in as the obviously she's already the daughter in the comics.
Yeah,
but he wrote that. He came up with the whole space element in Marvel. Like Thor Ragnarok takes place in space, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it kind of follows the lead of Guardians of the Galaxy being in space.
Was the thing with the Thor films, the 2 standalone Thor films. The first one was alright, but somewhat mediocre. It's kind of, at that phase 1 stage, it was kind of Marvel just trying to get their feet in the sand kind of point.
It was like a Shakespeare play.
Yeah, it was exactly, it's that kind of thing. Whereas then with the second film, not the worst film in the world, but somewhat flop,
I think the second Thor was trash.
It was not the best, I'm not going to lie. I didn't enjoy it as much as others, but, it wasn't unwatchable. I'm sure I've seen much worse films in the past, but then I think they kind of needed to do a bit more spice in it because they were like, what can we do? Getting in director Taika Waititi, one of my favourite directors, like you said, that spice of I keep saying spice so much.
Spice cast.
Just this is spice. That's my key word. Yeah. But yeah, I think the idea of something along the lines of getting the idea and the inspiration from James Gunn to kind of chuck Thor into space. Maybe that was always their idea, but maybe Guardians was...
You mean, even if it was, Guardians kind of created the look of the Marvel space
100%,
universe.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Star Wars space looks different to Marvel
Massively,
space.
Yeah. You could definitely decipher the two between one another. Same with Star Trek and Star Wars. I think there's similarities, but definitely, there's key features and
James Gunn made that. He established. Yeah.
It's harder than you think as well because, somebody like James Gunn would have grown up with Star Wars, and as much as, something that it's probably inspired him massively, you kind of want to stand out. So it's so many years afterwards, you've got to be careful not to fall into tropes of, similar stuff. So, but getting off James Gunn as a personally going back to the idea of what it was and everything that went about it, I don't know whether you guys listening know, but a lot of the cast, so like Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, and Dave Bautista, a few others have stood out and said we stand with James Gunn in this, and we want Disney to rehire him. Obviously, all supporting him. I think all of them as well have been somewhat outspoken towards Trump, so maybe that is where Disney is struggling. I think Bautista has. I'm not sure whether Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana have. I'm not too sure.
Probably.
But yeah, I think maybe all in part they have, and that's where they are struggling. The main thing comes back for me, the whole point that Disney are a massive PC company. They've got to be by the book. It's, at the end of the day, they're going to be related to kids more than any other company in the world. They've got to keep up that reputation that they're not going to have these people in power that are dangerous, or they could put subliminal messaging. That's been a massive thing with Disney. Into their films. Would that put off a lot of the audience watching Guardian of the Galaxy? I can't say whether it would, because I think, Guardians of the Galaxy is like a franchise, and, Avengers appeals more to a wider audience than just kids, massively, I think it's good for us to speak about this as well, because just to make sure, we are British, so, the whole idea of politically where America is at the moment, kind of, we see it, but it's not
our politics.
We're not one side or the other. I wouldn't say fully. Personally, you might agree with certain things, but it doesn't affect you as much as a country, where you have to stand and make the decisions of who leads your country. So I think that should be said before anything, because I'm not going to say that I'm lean one way over the other. I just kind of sit and watch and be like, wow, more than anything at times. But
it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I think whether there was somebody that I've not agreed with in the past, a certain director, I've heard that what's his name, Is it James Bay? James Bay? No, James Bay's the singer.
Michael Bay?
Michael Bay's the one, not James Bay. Michael Bay, the guy who directed Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he's done like a few other films, but those are his most recent ones, you know, that are massive kind of thing. I've heard he's an absolute terror to work with. I read an article a few years back about like Megan Fox, you know, she said he was like basically like Hitler on set.
Yeah.
She was like, he was horrendous to work with. So, you know, you take somebody like that who, you know, I'm not too keen on their films, you know, for what they stand for, you know. Somebody like that, if something came out against him where, you know, I have no true feeling of, like, you know, like,
no
affection towards his films kind of thing, like as I do with James Gunn, would I still feel like he's being hard done by? Yeah. Yes. That's the main thing. You've got to take away the idea of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it would be a massive, if James Gunn was swapped out with Michael Bay in this position, I think that's a massive factor because, like I said, something that you've said in the past, you know, his reasoning behind it, like you said, how he wasn't covering it up, it just kind of feels like he has been somewhat hard done by, and if you kind of set this precedent that the slightest things gets buried up on you and then you're ruined, it can be a very scary world very, very soon. I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, so you're against his firing?
I think, I would say I'm definitely against it, but I'm not against it because I'm a fan of James Gunn.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to decide myself as well, yeah.
I think that's where I'm at. I'm against it because it doesn't bode well for the future, and, you know, I definitely think there's certain comments that people have made in the past, you know, that are unredeemable. You know, I don't know whether you guys are, you know, big on wrestling, but Hulk Hogan, you know, he made some derogatory comments and something like that. You know, I said derogatory, but he made racist comments for you, Rhys. Rhys isn't that well up on wrestling, but
wrestling sucks.
Wrestling's amazing.
This is not going to become a wrestling podcast.
This is going to become a wrestling podcast by podcast too, but something like what Hulk Hogan said, I think in part is massively unredeemable, and he has to show that he can prove to the world that, you know, that was a mistake and he's changed, and he needs to visibly show, in my opinion, before he's redeemed, what he can do to prove everybody wrong, and how, you know, he's learned from his mistakes, and how he, you know, he understands that everything he's done in that sense was a mistake. He's saying that, but he has to prove it. I think that's the most important thing. If he stuck by what he said, you know, by all means, each to their own, free speech kind of thing. But I think definitely if he with somebody like James Gunn, if he has reason in the fact that, you know, it was a joke at the time, but obviously a very distasteful joke looking back, he doesn't agree with what he said, he's sorry for that, and like you said, he made that clear. I'm kind of with him, and I kind of think potentially he should be reinstated, but I think there should be a little bit of talking, and, you know, I think need to be as open with it as possible.
Yeah.
I think being open about the situation is massively important. Don't keep it kind of, right, yeah, he's back, and then everybody who's against the comments that he made doesn't know why he's back. I think they need to be, and I'm sure they will be, because Disney, you know, slightly better than me at handling PR, you know.
I've heard he's not coming back.
Is that true?
I don't know, I've just heard reports, Variety or someone.
Well, we can only see, but personally I'm against it.
Yeah, same. I think my other point, people compare just the Roseanne thing, which doesn't really compare. I think the link is they're both on Twitter, which is a small link. Yeah. Her racist comment was she's saying it wasn't racist because she thought the woman was white now, but whatever.
But then she's also slipped up, because didn't she make the comment that she said the tablets were the
reason?
She's
got several reasons apparently.
Yeah.
But her tweet was a direct attack at someone. Like, it was saying it was specifically at someone.
Yeah,
that's I think is a big difference. You saying jokes, I'm not defending the jokes, they're pretty bad, but it's not directly attacking someone. That was another thing I kind of came to a conclusion in my mind.
Yeah.
James Gunn didn't attack anyone. Yeah. I guess.
It's similar with swearing, you know, if you're going to say like something along those lines, if you're saying it just in general or in a song lyric, completely different to if you're aiming it at somebody in the heat of a moment of an argument kind of thing. You know, two completely different meanings for the word. So yeah, that's a good point to take on board as well.
Yeah. Another point, my friend Josh, shout out to Josh.
Yo, Josh.
If he ever listens, if I might send him this. He said He was kind of playing both sides as well. He said sometimes when people make these kind of comments, it can be a hint at something deeper. I'm not saying it is. I think it's just an interesting point of view to have as well. Kind of. Sometimes people say things as jokes, and sometimes it can be something actually. They can be joking about it because there is something deeper to them. I'm not saying that's true. I don't believe that's true, but
it's just another point of view. Yeah, devil's advocate kind of thing. Yeah. But then again, you can kind of argue that statement back that he made these comments at the time because they were so outrageous, and in his head these were the things that were top outrageous kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's why he made the joke. But once again, not defending it, massively stepped over the line. But
yeah,
personally,
again, I've said it earlier, but my point is still Disney hired him.
Yep.
There's no way they didn't know about it.
They would have done the research, I'm sure about it. I'm sure they have people in each department to kind of check these things up and stuff before.
Yeah, so we're both kind of against.
Well, we're gonna. Should we shake hands? Should we? What can we? Let's give each other.
This isn't a very good audio podcast.
I don't want to high five because it might spike. Let's do a little pat. Okay. We're just clicking our hands together. Yeah.
There's no point debating that anymore. We've talked about it.
Yeah. No, we didn't speak about it beforehand, so it's kind of good that we.
Yeah. I wasn't sure which way you would.
That was kind of fresh for us. So we spoke about the topic and said let's do this as a topic for the first one. Quite a bloody meaty topic to start with as well. I am getting sweaty in this.
I think that's what we can do with this podcast.
Yeah.
Discuss some deep shit.
But by all means, if you are watching and there is a comment section as well, get involved and let's see what some people say. Maybe we can
if we do put this out and you are actually listening.
If you are family or friends most likely watching or listening to this, then give it a little comment. And then
my mum's listening, just to be nice.
Yeah, thanks. My mum as well. Yeah. Come on, mum. Don't let Reese's mum win.
She'll probably win. No. My mum stalks me on Twitter, actually.
Really?
Yeah. She Googles me. She doesn't have Facebook. She doesn't have Twitter. She can barely use a computer.
But she knows how to find us.
She'll log into the one at home and she'll just type my name into Google. And apparently what comes up when you Google my name is my tweets. I don't tweet much, but and she's just found some tweets that I've made.
Wow. She's going to James Gunn you, isn't she?
She is.
You're going to start working for Disney and she's going to out you.
Yeah. In first year of uni, I made an animation about alcoholism.
All right.
Kind of as a joke, but at the same time, I've drank a lot in first year, like everyone does.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make an interesting, abstract animation about alcoholism.
I think I've seen this.
You probably have.
Yeah, I think you showed me.
And I tweeted something like, making an animation about alcoholism sums up my real life, or something like that.
Yeah. Throwaway comment.
Yeah, but Mum, I was trying to be funny on Twitter, even though no one follows me. And my mum saw this and she rang me up. She was like, "Have you got alcoholism? Are you addicted to alcohol?" And
no.
I was like, "Oh, what are you on about?" And she's like, "I saw your tweet." I was like,
she's like PA, isn't she? Is it?
She stalks me. She tells me she stalks me online.
Oh no, is it PI? Sorry.
PI.
I think it's PI.
PI.
PI is like private investigator, not PA, which is personal assistant. But yeah, damn.
She's both.
Well, she's pretty solid, seeing as though she doesn't know how to use a computer, or is that what she's been telling you so she can track you up?
She definitely doesn't know.
FBI.
She just Googles me.
Have you ever seen Meet the Parents?
Yeah.
Do you know Robert De Niro in that when he's like polygraph testing?
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, is it Meet the Fockers?
Is Meet the Parents the second one?
I think Meet the Parents is actually. Yes.
Because he's called Fokker, and that's the
joke. Yes, yeah, no, Meet the Fockers is the second one, Meet the Parents is the first one, yes.
Yeah. And he's got that sick, camper van thing that's got all these...
Yeah, the RV.
Yeah. I like Robert De Niro. Especially in comedy stuff.
That's definitely his best film ever. Over any other film.
Shout out to Robert De Niro.
Yeah, shout out to Robert De Niro, specifically in Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents.
The rest of your films are garbage.
Taxi Driver, what a waste.
Yeah. So should we move on?
Yeah, man. I think that's kind of summed up.
James Gunn deserved it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not James Gunn.
No.
But if there is if we speak about anything or you want to do, if you do listen to it, maybe just drop it and then we can kind of speak about that next episode as well.
Yeah.
I'll get my mum no doubt to say something
we'll get our mums on.
Yeah, like hamsters. Yeah, let's have a mum podcast, mother lover podcast.
Mother lover.
Mother lover. Right, sorry. Yes. Next topic.
So me and you have seen 2 new movies this week, one each.
Yes.
To kind of make this topical. You've seen Mission Impossible. Which one is it? I don't know which one it is.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6. Mission
Again,
Impossible
I'm Googling.
6. Fallout is the name of it. I think it's 6. Mission Impossible.
Does it say which number it is?
I think it's 6. I'm positive it was 6. I've not seen
6th installment.
I've not seen every single one, but I think it's 6. Yeah.
You've not seen every single one?
I've not seen every single one.
You're missing out on the canon of Mission Impossible.
I'm not sure on the lore. I don't know who's who. I know one guy's called Ethan, and that's as much as I know.
Oh.
Superman's in it. He's got a mustache. But yeah, go on.
Play Superman. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, so we thought, how long have we been going?
We've been going for a while.
Half an hour.
Half an hour is a decent time.
I didn't think we'd be able to talk for this long, so.
How about what we do is we'll wrap up the 2 films that we've seen, wrap it up there, and then we'll see how we go for future.
Yeah.
If you want, yeah.
We could just keep going and we can
we'll
cut
see.
it.
We'll see.
Do a new intro or something.
Half an hour is a decent
We don't know
time.
what we're doing.
If you're still listening, by all means, you know.
Yeah, if anyone's actually ever listened to this and they haven't turned it off so far.
You actually win a prize if you get to the end.
Yeah, so what we thought we'd do is, you've seen Mission Impossible.
Yes.
I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Which I can't even remember myself anymore. You've seen Mission Impossible 6, apparently.
Yes. Fallout.
So you could tell me the plot to that, and then I could tell you the plot to Ant-Man and the Wasp, so...
Well, the idea is going to be...
Spoilers, probably.
Yeah, no spoilers. I was going to try and go no spoilers. Like,
Okay.
I think that's spoilers.
I don't know if I'll be able to tell the Ant-Man and the Wasp without spoiling it. I'll try.
I think...
We'll start with Mission Impossible.
If somebody's never seen any Marvel film, it's probably spoilers, but I
Yeah.
doubt that there's anybody listening that's never seen a Marvel film that kind of gets...
I doubt there's anyone listening.
Yeah, that's a very valid
Full stop. Maybe like Cody, probably.
Yeah, hi Cody.
Hi Cody.
How you doing? That's my girlfriend, by the way. So yeah, I don't know why I'm telling you because yeah, well, I'm shocked as well. I am just as shocked as you. But yeah, so Mission Impossible 6 Fallout.
Hit me.
It's a film. It's a filmy
I should
film.
close this Wikipedia because I'm
no,
going to read.
that was my hint. That was my hint.
No,
so yeah, so Mission Impossible 6. Basically, it's what you expect going into a Mission Impossible film. I don't think I saw 4, but I think I saw 5, and I was kind of let down by the last one. And then I saw the reviews going into this one, and I was like, dude, this is getting amazing reviews. This is going to be an underrated film that people are like, it's the 6th installment, it's basically Fast and the Furious, it's going to be, lame, just blowing up, It had a little bit more to it than I was expecting when I went into it and I watched it. I'm trying to do it without spoilers, so I'm trying to...
Give us some plot. Just talk me through the general plot.
Ethan Hunt, he's a guy, he's a secret agent. But is he a secret agent? And then, I really don't want to spoil it. I don't know what spoilers.
I just want a general plot.
I don't want to do it.
Oh, okay. Right, well...
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Thanks for listening, guys.
No, this is the thing, because I know some people, if you've not seen... Let's do it with spoilers, because I think...
I said we should do spoilers.
I think, yeah, because I've just thought about it now. I think, I don't know what is spoilers, so spoilers. Spoilers
for both of them, because I don't care about Mission Impossible 6.
Right, perfect.
I'll probably watch it at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, are you bothered about Ant-Man and the Wasp spoilers?
Not really.
Okay.
No. I think I kind of know what goes on anyway, but it'd be good to hear it from you.
Yeah.
So Mission Impossible 6, it's basically a film that is Ethan Hunt, he's back into it, he was kind of out of it. I think the 5th installment of the film wrapped up with him beating his kind of... It's been so long since I saw it, but his main nemesis, the guy that's like, is equal to him. Not as such in a physical aspect, but more in a mental aspect. Like, this guy's like, I believe a biochemistry engineer, something along those lines, I struggle to remember that.
I can't remember 5 at all.
Well, it was a while ago, and that kind of says as much as you need to know about 5. But
yeah.
You can watch it without seeing 5. That's kind of a good way to sum it up as well. Like, it's good by itself, and you can kind of pick it up and know what's going on instantly. But basically, the guy's in prison. He's then... It's so hard to summarise. There's so much that goes on in the film. Henry Cavill's in it. That's like, literally, I don't know how to describe it.
Is he good or bad? I can't tell from the trailer.
Spoilers, he's kind of in between for the majority of the film. The big reveal at the end of the film is that he's actually the main nemesis behind it. he's basically working alongside him because the branch of the government that Ethan Hunt works for is managed by Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin's character. And then I forget the name of the actress, which is a fantastic actress. She's been in a few things now. But she's basically the head of CAI. And is it
CIA?
CIA, that's the one. It's already on it. CIA. She's basically head of that, which are the guys that overlook Ethan Hunt's department. So she's basically got main power, and she's not happy with Ethan Hunt being on this certain job. So she gets Henry Cavill's character in as kind of a watchful eye over Ethan Hunt as he goes into these missions. Strange thing, didn't expect it. Henry Cavill, American accent.
I thought he has a British accent in the trailer.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't.
I think I thought that.
Maybe it's just bad.
It's not really bad. Like, there's a new film that's coming out, Patient 1, with Matt Smith. And he does an American accent in that trailer, and that was not the best. I picked up on that instantly. I was a bit cringing at that.
I thought that was alright.
I
didn't know it was him speaking.
Yeah, I picked up on that instantly. But then again, did you watch a lot of him as Doctor Who?
All of it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, well, I think I picked up on that instantly, like, as soon as he started speaking.
It was him, or wasn't?
It instantly picked up on it was him. And I was a bit like, oh, but I would say that his accent's not that bad, so maybe you wouldn't mind it, but if you watch the film. But I think Henry Cavill, overall, kind of, I wasn't, as a British person, I wasn't kind of picking it out past when I realised, oh my God, he's not doing a British accent.
Yeah. He does an American accent as Superman, though, doesn't he?
Yes. Oh my
Obviously.
God, yeah. See, that's the thing, because I can't really think of him. I think I've seen so much of him in interviews that you see, we've kind of got off the plot. But yeah, I think I kind of see him as British. I don't know why. I don't know what I've seen him in.
He is British.
That's what I mean. Like, I see him as British before I see him as like Superman kind of thing. So yeah, I think. But yeah, doing the American accent, bit of an odd one. I don't know whether it's a ringy dingers.
It's an alarm.
Nice little alarm. It's saying Joe shut up and move on to Rhys because you're completely derailing it. Oh my God. So yeah, I think he's kind of there as a watchful eye over Ethan Hunt. They're going into this mission. Basically, mission, obviously, as you would expect, turns to action sequence.
Is the mission impossible?
It's an impossible mission, you would say.
Do they do it though?
They do it.
Holy
they
shit.
do it, dude. It's very much like what you would expect from an action film, though. It's nail-biting scenes, you know, oh my God, could that possibly happen? How is this happening? On edge, fingernail biting, are they going to do it? And then they do it, kind of stuff. And it's there's not too much of that. I can't remember what film I went and watched recently. I'm just relating to other films at this point. But what film was it that I went and watched recently and I got really sick? Oh, Jurassic World. I went and watched Jurassic World, the new one, and I enjoyed it, but the amount of times in that film that literally they were on like a second from death, something was going to kill them, I just totally pulled out from the film because I was like, it's happening way too much. Like, as an action film, you want it, but I think in this film it was all right throughout.
Using breaks.
But yeah, there was breaks, but then by the end I think they crammed a few in where you're a bit like, right, that's a bit ridiculous. There was certain sequences, like there's a fighting sequence in a bathroom. I thought that was fantastic and stuff, where they're trying to basically track down this guy. You know, that they need to basically knock him out so they can scan his face to make a 3D print mask of his face.
They've done that before?
Yes, they've done that before. It's been in other films. I just wasn't sure whether you'd seen it. But yeah, they need to knock him out. Basically, it ends up going wrong, and they end up killing the guy. And then they're like, oh my God, all right, how are we going to get around this? And then basically Ethan Hunt steps up and he's like, I'm a man, and I just hope that they've never seen this guy's face. And then basically needs to put on this wristband, which they scan as he goes into this, secret area where he needs to speak to an individual. And then basically, nobody's ever seen his face. The kind of mask was unneeded anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was kind of just like, okay, it was a cool fight sequence, but nobody knew him anyway. So there's certain bits that were a bit like,
so they killed him for nothing?
They kind of killed him for nothing, then they didn't clear it up. There was like a massive pool of blood, and then these guys come into the bathroom at one point, and then there's also a woman in the male's toilets, but that's kind of like cleared up because she comes in near the end. She shoots this guy who they kind of need the mask up in the face because he's beating up Henry Cavill and Ethan Hunt.
He's beating them both up.
I'm saying Ethan Hunt and then just saying Henry Cavill. I forget Henry Cavill's name.
Who is this guy that's beating them both up?
He's legit. Like, he is solid. Like, he is absolutely knocking 7 bells out of the 2 of them. And then she comes in and shoots him in the head because he's nearly killing them both. And then these guys come into the bathroom and then they're drunk, but there's a massive pool of blood. And then she just tips Henry Cavill's head back, or Ethan Hunt's head back, and then just has a tissue as if he's had a nosebleed. Which, I get that people are drunk and they're a bit like, you're kind of a bit not as fully aware, but the pool of blood is like death pool of blood. Like, it's a massive pool of blood. So there's certain bits in it that, you have to kind of suspend belief. But yeah, overall, a fantastic plot. The action sequences, some of the bike riding sequences. I listened to Henry Cavill in an interview and stuff. He said that, he didn't even know how to ride a bike. He didn't have his bike license, and he just turned up on set and they were like, yeah, you need to ride a bike. Do you know how to? And he was like, no. And then he went, right, well, we're going to have to get your stunt double to do it. But being around Tom Cruise, he said he inspired him to get his bike license. So as they were doing the filming, he actually got his bike license.
Wow.
There's certain things as well, like I believe it's the first free-falling skydiving scene that's shown in a film. The skydiving sequence is fantastic, where Ethan Hunt jumps out and then the camera follows him. I think it was in the trailers, if you've seen the trailers. He free falls, jumps out, and the cameraman's jumped out and he's in front of him. And then Tom Cruise catches up to him and then goes off screen, and then they do a whole sequence in the air. That scene's fantastic. I think that was excellently filmed. Something that's never been done before, always good. Yeah. You kind of want to see those things of them pushing the boundaries. But I've not really kind of covered the plot. But overall, there's certain sequences. Like I said, that's what I pick out from the film. Plot line overall, it's a bit. There's certain parts that don't make much sense. So if you focus more on the sequences and you kind of suspend belief from everything, it's actually an alright film as a visual aspect, and I think that's the way that action films kind of go. That's going to be my summary. It's not the best summary. It's the first film summary I've kind of done on camera. But yeah,
would you recommend it?
I would recommend it just as a visual aspect. I think certain parts of the plot, like I said, you have to suspend belief, and for me that kind of takes away from it a bit. But it's an action film, and you have to compete with other action films. I mean, the new Avengers was probably coming out at the same time, and they thought we're going to have to go big, and I think they kind of held up well enough against other action films, and I think it's definitely worth a watch if you would, but don't be expecting an amazing film.
Okay, so rating out of 10?
Rating out of 10, a solid 1. No, I'm going to be fair. To be honest, I think it's nowhere near an amazing film, but it's nowhere near an awful film, so I give it a 7. I think it's 7's a fair ratio. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to your film, and hopefully you give a better review than I did.
I don't think I will. Yeah, so I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Politically correct, the Wasp and Ant-Man.
The Wasp and Ant-Man.
Yeah, as equals. That's a good sign to start with.
I struggle, I don't know. I enjoyed the movie at the time. I think it's going to struggle a lot with coming after Infinity War, which was epic, and I thought was pretty perfect as a movie. I thought Infinity War, obviously amazing. 10 years worth of movies led up to it. I think to follow on from that is hard. But it was a fun movie. It's all. I really like the first Ant-Man. It's really funny. I really like Paul Rudd. And all the shrinking stuff and growing stuff is really clever, really fun animation, kind of like CGI kind of stuff. And there's some good heist stuff in it. I don't know.
Just a quick one. Is it a heist film? Would you say heist action?
Yeah,
film?
There's a couple of heists. Yeah. Smaller heists. I guess there's less planning
compared
to
the first one. The first one,
yeah. In the first one, they go through the whole planning stage to rob that building at the end.
Okay.
This one, they kind of just do it and maybe talk their way through it as they do it. Everyone's back from the first one.
Yep.
Michael Pena. Is it Michael Pena?
Yep.
He's back.
Is he?
He's good.
He plays the
his mate, his friend from jail.
Yeah.
They're now running a security business together.
Okay.
With the other two guys, the other two crooks.
Okay, yeah.
You remember them? I can't remember their names either.
I don't remember the names, but I do remember.
The ones that were helping me escape in the van in the first one. Yeah, they've got a new business. It's called Ex-Con or something, because they're all ex-cons. They're like a security team. They'll secure your building for you, kind of thing.
Right enough.
There's some funny stuff with that. So the kind of plot kind of begins with some flashbacks to the first one, kind of reminding you about the whole going into the microverse thing, shrinking into the microzone, if you've seen the first one.
Yeah.
And it reminds you of that and the whole thing with the original Ant-Man's wife. The original Wasp is stuck in the microverse.
Microverse,
And because the kind of plot is because Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man, escaped from the microverse. Old Ant-Man, I can't remember his name.
Hank Pym.
Yeah, Hank Pym, that's it.
Yeah.
He realises he can probably get his wife back after 30 years.
Michael Douglas plays
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the general plot. It links to Infinity War. Not Infinity War. Yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah.
And also Civil War. But it links a lot to Civil War, actually.
All right.
Basically, because in Civil War, if you remember, a load of the superheroes were kind of breaking the law by being superheroes about signing the treaty.
Because that was the team of Captain America, am I right?
Yeah, because he was on their team, he was arrested. If you remember, he was in that jail at the end.
It's kind of hard to get away with it when you're also like a bloody 60-foot giant at an airport.
Yeah.
I think he would have been one of the
And he was in jail at the end of Civil War, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So basically what they've said has happened is Captain America broke them all out in the end of Civil War. Remember the post-credits, was it?
I forget what it's
turned
called.
Up.
Yeah, it's the name of the island, though, isn't it? On
the prison.
The prison, and it's in like the middle of the sea. It's in the comics. I forget the name of it now. I think it's called The Rock or something. But I think that was Alcatraz. I think there was a film with Sean Connery. I think I'm getting mixed up with. But it's basically a prison that's in the middle of the sea, and at the end of the credit scene, Captain America breaks him out, and then that I remember that.
And the rest of them go off on a secret team. Ant-Man gets put into house arrest because of his kid. Because he wants to still see his kid. For most of the movie, he's under house arrest still. That's a big plot point. He's got to stay within his house.
Yeah.
If he has an ankle bracelet on, and if that goes outside of the boundaries of his house, the FBI turns up. There's kind of a funny bit at the start where he's with his daughter on a slide.
Right.
And they slide down the slide, and they go through the fence. Or his feet go through the fence. Yeah. And so the ankle goes through the fence.
Right.
And sets it off. And the FBI will break it, or turn up at his house. And it's because his foot went through the fence. So that's a big element. But he ends up sneaking out to help Hank Pym with getting his wife back. They put an ant in his house instead, and they put the bracelet on the ant, like a giant ant.
I was going to say, how does he not just shrink out of it? That would have been one of the main
he can get out. It's just the bracelet. If it leaves the building, it sets off.
Yeah.
And if they don't see it moving around in the building, they know he's just taking it off. I guess you could say. I guess that's how it maybe. Because the ant, there's like a montage of the ant doing all the things that we saw him doing at the start.
Right.
Because towards the start, you see him and he's playing the drums and he's doing all this weird stuff. Yeah. And I was like, why are they showing us him doing this?
Yeah.
But then later on, you see the ant doing it all.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, the Ghost is the villain.
Yes.
Female villain. She was basically in an accident with her dad who worked for S.H.I.E.L.D.
All right.
Who was fired by S.H.I.E.L.D. Her mum and dad died in this accident. She was stood right next to them, but somehow she got powers from it, and those two died. Her power is to kind of shift through walls. Her molecules aren't stable. She can go through stuff.
Okay.
But it also means that she's not stable. Like, she's dying. She's like falling apart.
Like Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah. But she's not disappearing. She's not disappearing. She's like glitching out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like Wreck-It Ralph with.
Yeah, a bit.
The glitch.
A little bit.
I forget the name. Sorry.
No, not really.
Sarah Silverman's character.
Yeah. But So and she's trying to steal technology off Hank Pym to fix herself using the microverse.
So she's not as much as a villain character, but you know.
They're definitely trying to make you feel bad for her and understand.
Do you feel bad for her?
Not really. She's not fleshed out enough, I think.
Right. Is it down to the acting as well? How's the acting of?
It's alright. She's just kind of angry the whole time.
Right.
My issue with it is, and it's kind of just a plot point, if she'd just gone and asked him for help, he could have helped her, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead, she's trying to just fight him and steal his stuff.
Right.
Because...
Is she not in some, like, lockdown? Is she not, like, broke out of anything? Because that's how it seemed like.
No.
Like, she was, like, a test subject.
Lives in this house thing on her own, well, with someone else, which is kind of a spoiler, but... yeah, she's got, like, her own small lab.
Okay.
And she just keeps turning up and attacking them and trying to steal their tech.
Yeah.
And that's just like, yeah. There's even a moment where she has Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Hank Pym all tied up. And she tells them she explains to them what's kind of happened. And Hank Pym's like, I can help you.
And she's like, no, I'm going to steal it.
Yeah. He's like, let me get my wife back and then I'll help you afterwards. And she's like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then, yeah, so kind of spoilers. They managed to get his wife back.
Yeah.
She comes back from the small dimension.
The microverse, yeah.
Microverse.
The small dimension.
And she comes back, and the first thing she does is heals Ghost.
No.
She like puts her hand on her head. I'm actually doing to Joe.
Oh. Well,
and she just heals her.
No.
Yeah, apparently because she's been in the microverse for so long, she's got these new powers. Or she's absorbed the energy of the microverse.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that kind of, do you reckon that was a bit bum rushed kind of into the script, or do you reckon it was actually...
It's just very convenient.
Yeah, it does sound a bit...
I feel like they could have, once they spoke to her, she could have just teamed up with them.
Yeah. Can she control it afterwards, or has she lost her power by this point?
It's not explained.
Ghosts.
Yeah, it's not explained.
Not explained.
It seems like they're gone, but I imagine she'll still have them.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like when they spoke to her, when she had them tied up, they could have just teamed up from then on. And then, because there's the FBI's after them as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an antagonist almost.
Okay.
And then there's Wally Goggins, the actor.
Okay.
Is playing this businessman who just wants the tech because he thinks it's going to be the best tech. He knows it's going to sell. So, yeah, I saw it with my friend, and he thought as well, there's the FBI chasing them in these vans, and there's these, like, Wally Goggins' like, group is chasing them in these vans, and it's just a bit too much. Maybe, like, there's too many people chasing them.
Right.
And Ghost is chasing them on a bike as well.
Right.
And it's like, maybe she could have teamed up with them. She maybe could have helped get the Wasp out of the microverse, maybe. I don't know.
Do you feel like she was kind of... From what you've said, I can't comment fully because I've not seen the film, but it kind of sounds like she was shoehorned in, because if they didn't shoehorn her in, the villain, there would have been no villain with a power.
Yeah. Which,
so
basically, I think she could have been a villain for like the first half.
Yeah.
Then you find a real reveal of her backstory.
Because she sounds more like an anti-hero. Yeah. She's got,
well, there's some moments where... Basically, she says she's willing to go kidnap Ant-Man's kid, the little girl who's really cute in it.
Okay.
And she basically says she'll go to any means to force him to help her.
Yeah.
To give her the stuff. And it's like, okay, well...
Still like, kind of fit under anti-hero though, because when you think about Deadpool as a character, Deadpool's classified as that. And to be honest, sometimes Venom is, and Venom's like a friggin' cannibal. Like, at times he's... so, I mean, it's kind of an odd borderline if you get into it, but...
Like, I understand what they're doing. Like, she's a villain, but she's got her own motive, and it's just to save her own life. Yeah. But then when she's willing to start harming little kids, or kidnapping little kids... It's
kind of hard to justify that.
Yeah, you can't really go back. Well, not that she does ever do it, but...
The threat's there. Yeah. The intent.
I don't know. It's a pretty fun movie, I guess.
So overall,
enjoyed it. I think it suffers from being the next one after Infinity War.
Wasn't the last one, that was something I was going to mention, wasn't the last one, the last Ant-Man also after the first Avengers?
Yeah, I think so. They keep bringing them out.
Yeah, was it the first? I'm not too sure where it fell, but yeah.
I think it came out after Ultron, maybe?
Was it Ultron? Yeah, sorry, I think it was Ultron. Yeah, it's the Rise of Ultron, and then it was...
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, not Rise of Ultron. Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So, it kind of stood alright then. That was something that I was wondering, because that was a massive film at the time. Age of Ultron. And then they did a standalone Ant-Man, it did alright.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because he was a fresh face. New character, his powers were pretty interesting, you know, being able to grow, shrink, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder if maybe that's going to be an issue this time. It's a second film, so will it do as good? From what you've said, overall as a rating, maybe, can you give it, or do you reckon there's a bit more that you need to mention before you give it a rating?
Well, another issue, it's not an issue with the movie, I think it's just an issue with me, maybe, but just an issue in
There's
general.
a lot of issues.
Yeah, thanks. there is. I just think I was more interested to see how it linked to Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think Infinity War is too big to ignore, but they don't ignore it. But just in my head, I'm like, I really want Infinity War 2. Like, I think everyone's pumped for it. So we're just looking for anything that's next on Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it does link to it. So spoilers, I guess. Massive spoilers for you, and if anyone ever listens to this, spoilers. The post credits is Hank Pym, the Wasp, and old Wasp, I guess.
I forget her name.
And Ant-Man. They've made a new portal to get into the microzone, and they send in young Ant-Man.
Yes.
He goes in, and basically they're now trying to absorb energy from this zone.
Okay.
It's all cool now. They can just freely go into it, apparently, and come out. They send him in. He gets in there. He sets this thing off to start absorbing energy. He's talking to him on the mic. He's making jokes about it and stuff. And then it keeps cutting between them having a joke, and they're like, "Oh, we'll leave you in there."
I have a feeling I know where this is gonna go.
Yeah, and then at one point he's like, "Okay, guys, it's charged. Pull me out." And it's like, and he's like, "Guys, pull me out, pull me out." And then it cuts back, and where the three of them were stood, it's all dust.
Oh,
so those three got
that's
dusted.
exactly where I thought it was going. But
so he's stuck in the microzone.
So all three of them have gone then.
Yeah,
I was expecting
old Ant-Man, young Wasp, old Wasp.
Right.
All gone.
So
Ant-Man's stuck in the microverse.
Introduced who are just gone.
Yeah, we just got new old Wasp back.
Yeah.
Gone.
Gone.
Just got new Wasp in this movie.
As with their powers kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know they're going to come back. But
of course, yeah, you do.
I think it basically says those three aren't going to be in the next Infinity War.
Is Ant-Man, if he's stuck there?
I think he's stuck there. I don't know who can get it back. Iron Man could maybe work out that he's stuck in there. But
that's a very long stretch for him.
I just think he's not going to be in it either.
But then again, Iron Man wasn't the best connected to him, was he? Though that's going to be an issue because
no, but maybe
the guy
he is
who was
now.
most connected to him was the Captain America side of stuff.
Unless him being in the microverse is some kind of going to lead into Infinity War 2. Maybe he could use it to fight Thanos or something.
He's inside one of the Infinity Stones. And then he just busts out.
Maybe. I
don't know.
We'll see. But yeah, that's how it ends.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's apparently going to be the strongest superhero that's going to be involved in any of the films.
Yeah.
That's what the Russo brothers have said.
She sounds powerful. I just don't know if she'll be scientific.
She legitimately sounds like Superman.
Yeah.
Like, of the Marvel Universe, which is going to be interesting because then where does that put Thanos with his gauntlet now, you know.
Yeah.
You know, where does that put him in that sense? So it'll be interesting for him to introduce, and I'm sure we'll get a bit more of a fleshed out idea in a film, which is set in the 90s apparently, as well.
Yeah.
I've heard that. So maybe we'll get a bit more of a sense in that film. But yeah, I think so overall as a rating from that film, maybe that's
a 6 or a 7.
A 6 or a 7.
A max, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have to see it again.
Yeah. I've not seen the ratings online.
I feel like I enjoyed watching it, but it's just, I don't know, there's not many things I can be like, oh, this was amazing, like this happened, dude.
No matter what the film coming up afterwards was going to be, it's always going to be a struggle to follow.
I like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I like all the characters in it, it's funny. Some of the jokes I don't think land.
Some of them don't.
There's a bit, the funniest bit, they need his old suit, and for some reason he put it in this little trophy.
Right.
Oh, the funniest joke, is his daughter got him a trophy for his birthday or something.
Yeah.
It says world's best grandma.
Right.
Because she couldn't find her world's best dad. That's the funniest joke. And he's like, I'm the world's best grandma. But
I've done that with birthday cards before. So
yeah. For some reason he hides the old suit, the one he used in the Civil War, in this trophy.
Okay.
So, and she takes it to school to show and tell. And so they sneak into her school, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Right.
And his new suit that he's wearing is faulty, and he keeps shrinking him to weird sizes, not tiny, but to child sizes.
Toddler size, yeah.
And it keeps locking, and he can't shrink back.
Right.
So he ends up being the size of like a 5-year-old, but he's in school.
Right.
So the Wasp chucks him like a hoodie from the Lost and Found.
Yeah.
And he puts it on, and then she shrinks to tiny. And then he's just walking down the corridor, and this teacher comes out, and the teacher's like, "You got a hall pass?" And he's like, and he just runs off doing this funny little kid walk, and he's like, the teacher's like, "Hey, hey, hey, hey." And then the teacher's like, "Oh, I don't care." And
fair enough.
yeah, I thought they were going to make it like Spider-Man's school, Homecoming School, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's set in the same city, but I thought that could have been a cool cameo or something.
That would have been a bit of an
You've
interesting.
got Ned walking around with someone. But,
yeah.
But they don't spend that much time in the school.
So is it that age? What age range is it? Is it?
Oh, it must be younger if there's kids there.
Right, because I wasn't sure how old you were then. But yeah. So overall, 6 or 7. I think, like we said, the hard thing is for it is it's in the same universe as Avengers, as, you know, it's not Superman, Spider-Man. So I think that's always going to be a struggle. But then again, I think it's going to be a struggle for any superhero genre. Like, you know, there's stuff like Venom's coming out as well and stuff. So even anything that's like even not related, like Aquaman, is it from DC? Yeah, I think that's coming out this year. Even anything like that is going to struggle because such a big film like that, you know, it's going to always have to reflect back to that now that has come out. Yeah. So I think that's kind of set precedent for the genre of what it can be, but
it's hard to match that.
It is massively hard to match. Fantastic film. So yeah, well, it's good rating, and to be honest, I think, would you say it's worth a watch? No, is that a no?
I don't know. I think it's worth a watch.
Can you not watch it?
I think you could skip it.
Really?
I feel really bad being harsh on it because I love the Marvel movies.
See, I didn't watch Doctor Strange for a while because I heard the same thing, but then I went back and I watched Doctor Strange, and I was like, I'm glad I came back and watched this before anything came out.
Doctor Strange is more important to the plot
right.
than Ant-Man 2.
That's right. That, as long as that's kind of a bit more of an understanding, like, of where we're at. I think I watched it just before I watched Thor Ragnarok. So
if you don't watch it and the next one comes out, I think the only thing you're gonna miss is who got turned to dust.
Yeah.
Like the actual plot with Ghost is kind of
a bit dead.
Inconclusive. I know.
Yeah.
Inconsensual. No.
Inconsensual.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Brand new word.
Doesn't matter really.
But yeah, I get. Yeah, it's not really relevant to the overall plot and the arc of like the whole thing, all the movies together.
It's a fun movie. There's some cool music in it.
I think it's definitely like
Michael Peña's funny.
You watch it if you're into the Marvel universe, but then again, you probably already watched it if you are, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, does it cover up anything with Hawkeye as well? I was wondering. Nothing with Hawkeye.
I thought he would be in it at the end, maybe, but no.
I thought that was going to get mentioned. Interesting. Well, that's kind of that wrap up on that then. I guess that's our two movies.
2 movie reviews.
You did much better. I'm going to say you did much better than me because I'm not going to lie, I didn't know what to say with.
Well, I feel like I told the plot to mine.
Yeah, you.
I still don't no idea what happened in Mission Impossible 6.
Seriously, dude, it's.
I know you like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I can't really say the whole plot because it's also much longer. That's something I remembered as well. I think Mission Impossible 6 is like 2.5 hours or something. Yeah. It's a really, really long film. So if I was trying to break it down,
I think you gave a good review. I gave a plot detail.
I can't give you plot fully. Yeah, I think your plot was definitely much better for a first time. I think it's worth a high 5.
What would you rate me out of 10?
That might. Yeah, well, that was us clapping hands because you know we were happy with our reviews. Yeah. I'd say a 10. Your review then overall, you kind of said everything that needed to be said. I think you kind of described what the motivation behind the characters were, certain sequences, what your favourite jokes were. So you know what, I'm going to give you a solid 8. For that, I think it's there's room for improvement, but I think for a first time I'm going to give you some good reviews. No, absolutely slaughter me on mine.
I think a 1.
Yep, I'll take.
No.
Yeah, give me a 6.
No, 6 or 7. I
think you know what.
You gave a good review. I know your opinion of it.
Yes.
If I'd seen the movie, which some people will listen to this, if anyone ever listens to this, they might and they'll disagree. They'll know what you're talking about.
Basically, my review.
Yours was very non-spoiler. Mine was pretty much spoiler.
Yeah.
Thing. Well, it did spoil major things.
Yeah. I think I kind of didn't want to spoil things, but then when I said no spoilers,
I could still watch Mission Impossible 6 without knowing if it's going to happen from your
I think that's important. I think it's a good film, and I think all I want to say is go and watch it. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Okay. It sounds more like worth a watch than Ant-Man, maybe.
Yes. By the sounds of what you've said.
Saying.
Yes, I would. Yeah. It's interesting, but yeah, give it a watch. And more to the point as well, the guy's 54 years old, Tom Cruise, and some of the stunts that he's doing it in are absolutely mind-blowing. That's something that I didn't mention. So that's just...
He's not human.
Yeah. He's Scientologist.
Yeah.
We all come from aliens.
Guy's weird.
It's crazy stuff. But anyway, so that's us wrapped up on our films for now.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's long enough for now.
Maybe not. We're going to wrap up there for a first episode. I think it's up to an hour long, an hour and 5 minutes just gone.
Yeah.
As of recording, maybe we'll edit out a few bits, like my whole review of Mission Impossible 6. That'll be good.
If you're wondering why we're talking about Israel's review that doesn't exist,
because we made the right.
No, I don't think we need to edit anything.
Yeah, I think
we've not stopped talking the whole time.
I think it's all been perfect. So yeah, it's been a pleasure doing it.
If you want to sponsor us,
yeah, please do.
No, kidding.
No, yeah, I'll give you my pocket change.
We're going to be sponsored by Drake's He Does.
Oh, what a yogscast! I said yogscast. I meant to say YouTube. What a YouTube channel. Check it out, guys.
Just to drop that out.
Yeah, check it out.
You might want to beep that if you don't want to.
But yes, it's been a pleasure doing this. Hopefully do another one soon. But more than anything, thank you very much for watching, listening. Joe and Rhys.
If anyone ever listens to this.
Joe and Rhys, that's who was saying it. Thank you, Joe and Rhys.
Me to you.
No, to the future us.
Oh yeah, thanks for listening to us.
I think I'm just referring to you as Joe and Rhys.
Yeah.
I'm just gone. But yes, so future us, hope you enjoyed it.
I hope your life's better.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You're not in as much debt.
Yeah, probably still will be.
Well, I actually will be in more because when I start third year next year, I'm going to be in $9,000 extra debt. So
good times.
Fun times.
Hopefully this podcast takes off and
if I get $9,000 off this podcast. What an interesting thing. Well, you know what? Maybe we should end on that. We've got a piece of paper that's got a few topics, and Rhys has just gone, and pointed out one. And maybe we should wrap up the episode. So I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll leave you on this story.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I think that's a good way.
It's got nothing to do with movies, and I'm not really gonna. You can still speak.
I'm here, but I'm here in spirit.
Basically, I have a friend who won't be named. We'll call her Peggy.
Peggy Sue.
Peggy Sue. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but alright. Basically, this has nothing to do with movies, and probably no one will care about this at all. We might just cut this out.
It's just, yeah.
I just told Joe this earlier, and he wanted to talk about it, so I'll blame it on you.
You son of a gun! You said it, right? You know.
Basically, my friend called Peggy. She's not actually called Peggy. Told me that for some reason she has a sponge, and I feel like if I leave it there, it sounds dirty, but it's not. She has a sponge that she likes to suck on.
No, that sounds dirty. It was fine before.
But it's not a dirty thing, is how she's explained it to me. It's from when she was a kid. She liked to suck a sponge.
That makes so much
But
more sense.
she's now like, what? I think like 23 maybe? 22, 23 maybe? I'm not trying not to out her. If anyone ever listens to this.
The people who know you know who Peggy is?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Right, as long as that's kind of covered.
Might have to beep the name, which could be funny to do.
Yes.
Even though it's not her actual name. But it's not that embarrassing, I don't think. Maybe it is.
I think it's an
I think it's strange.
One. So does she do it when she's in the shower?
Apparently it's in the shower, yeah.
So it's only in the shower?
Yeah, and apparently it's on special occasions.
On special occasions.
Which makes it sound even weirder.
This just gets even weirder.
What is this?
The issue
Are we leaving this in?
I think we could leave it in. But the issue is, the thing that gets me with it is, would it not get all mildewy? Because like, even when you drain a sponge, there's still going to be some wetness in it.
Definitely.
And then you get out the shower and that wetness is still in the sponge. And I have a problem with wetness as is. So if you're sucking something that's kind of got like, you know, she's probably clean. She probably drains her suck sponge after she's done with it.
Maybe not.
Does she wash herself with a suck sponge?
I hope not. I really hope not. I don't think so. I think it's a designated sponge for
like
sucking.
athlete's foot. She's like scrubbing up her athlete's foot. And
No, I think we should end this.
This is too much. Well, Peggy.
Is there anything else to say on it?
Stop sucking sponges. You know.
I mean, you do you is what I said.
Get some help.
Do it if you enjoy it. Do it. It's not harming anyone.
But be clean with it. You know, it might be harming it because I don't want her to have some bacterial disease gathering in her bacterialness inside of her.
So thanks for listening, guys.
And Peggy,
we might cut this bit out.
Maybe we will. But yeah, it's been a pleasure doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I've enjoyed it. We'll do another one, hopefully.
Yeah, man.
Let's do another one right after this one. Why not?
All right. See you in a minute, guys.
See you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye.